This is Paragon, a new approach to ERP software by Jonar. This video is a general overview. There are more specific videos available on our website. Let's get started with some general information about the software. It's totally cloud-based. It runs on the Microsoft Azure network. What that means is that we've got great reliability. We have things like virus protection built in and automatic backups that are happening all the time with no extra effort or cost to the customer. It also means that it performs well anywhere in the world. The software runs inside a browser. It runs on any browser. That means that it works on Apple OSs, Microsoft OSs, Linux, whatever. Now let's look at the actual Paragon software. We hope that the first thing that you notice is that it's really simple. Not cluttered, not intimidating. We did that on purpose because we think that one of the biggest challenges is that the first time you use an ERP, you really don't know where to go. So on the right side, you have a bunch of icons that a single click will take you into individual modules. Those icons are configured so that the things that you use most often are readily available. If you need the access to the rest of the things that you can see, the More button in the lower right-hand corner will show you that. Let's navigate to the Invoices Transaction module as an example. The first thing that you see is a browsable, searchable, filterable, configurable list of all the invoices in the system. The temporary ones, the issued ones, the completed ones. When you double-click on one of these line items, you end up in the invoice summary page. The first thing you'll notice is that it looks exactly like a paper invoice would. This is done on purpose. Anyone who knows what an invoice is can now navigate here. They know where the addresses go, they know where the business terms go in the middle, and they know how to put the line items in. Those addresses are easily navigable between the bill tos and the ship tos. The business terms themselves are completely configurable. You could decide what the most important ones are that show up on the summary screen, but you could add as many of them as you want on the More tab. And the line items can be pulled from anywhere in the system, but subject to rules and access control again. At the bottom, you see an action button. That action button allows you to decide what you can do now. It's configured to not show anything that you shouldn't be doing. You can't put an automatically and already completed invoice on hold. If you right-click on one of the products in the line items list in the middle of the screen, you can navigate directly to that product. What you see immediately is an interface that has a business card in the upper left-hand corner with the most important information about that product, including a picture. You've got an attributes panel in the middle, which is totally configurable again, that on the fly you could add or remove attributes. And on the right, you see an activity panel, which is a list of all of the different transactions, purchase orders, invoices, sales orders, credits, that have had this product on them. The little dot next to them shows you the status of each of these transactions, and clicking on it will navigate you directly to that transaction. These products could have bills of material that are defaults, or they could have custom ones that are attached to quotes, work orders, or purchase orders. This is great for specific manufacturing needs. If we navigate to the Customers module, the first thing you'll notice is that it will look exactly like the layout of the Products module. Again, you have that business card layout, center panel for attributes, and activity panel on the right. The reason for this is that it isn't disorienting. A user who knows how to use the Product module automatically knows how to use the Customers module. One of the things that we've done with addresses that is displayed here on the Customer module is we've integrated it with the Google Maps API. What it means is when you go to add a new address, you could just start typing and it will autofill and look up the rest from the Google database of addresses around the world. The great thing about this is it both saves time and reduces errors. We've also added a new function that you don't see very often in the software world. This associations function allows you to take any of the attributes from anywhere in the system and connect them to a customer, a product, a person, a sales rep, anything like that. As an example of this, you could create a very special price list for a particular customer. You could say, if this customer has bought more than this volume of this product within this time frame, charge them this exact price. One of the most frequently overlooked things about ERP software is the reporting side. We've partnered with one of the world's leading BI tools called Qlik in order to provide an essentially live and unbelievably quick BI and reporting interface. You could add an invoice right now and a second later go and run your sales report and see that invoice reflected immediately. But at the same time, you have all the ability to slice, do analytics, pivot, or do charting that you would on a pre-processed BI tool. It's something very different than what you'll see in the rest of the marketplace. Since this is just a general overview, we're not going to go into some of the other features that are built into Paragon. But we'll list a few of them just to give you an idea of what it can do. Paragon has a full accounting suite built in. There is a full integration to EDI built in. Warehousing locations with logistics also built in. Connections and integrations with the world's biggest shipping carriers built in. In fact, there's even a mobile interface that you could run on your phone that has a scanning app built in, so you could use it inside your warehouse. Thanks for taking the time to look at Paragon ERP. We at Jonar believe that there are big, heavy-duty ERP systems out there that are awful to use and cost millions. There are tiny applications with very limited feature sets that call themselves ERP. We figured that users who can't afford the big systems shouldn't be limited, and companies that can afford it shouldn't make their teams use maddeningly difficult tools. That's why we built Paragon.